Hello there. Thank you so much for coming to check out this journal. This is a vintage Mother Goose book. It's about 6 1/4 inches wide and 8 1/4 inches tall. I took it apart and remade it with a new spine. The spine measures 1 3/4 inches wide. It's got 6 signatures with buttons and some beads and charms. It's got some fun things, keys and a little frying pan with an egg. It's pretty full, but not too full. It's definitely got room to grow. Let's take a look inside. I added some ephemera like I normally do, and different kids' book pages, a vintage greeting card, that is a pocket that I made in the middle of the signature, and inside it has one of those neat old current postcards, fold-up postcards. This is a great page from a book that is almost like a magazine. The other side of that greeting card. Vintage ledger paper. This one is almost like a vellum. It's a really great texture. I love game ephemera. You'll see a lot of that in my journals. That is a journal card that I made with some rickrack trim and some stitching. Another kids page. I do like to add some fabric trim on some of the pages when I can. Another homemade journal card with a little bit of fabric edging. And that is some vintage wrapping paper. An envelope in the middle of the signature that I made out of vintage music paper. The other side of that wrapping paper, so pretty. Little cupcake liner. I love that botanical paper. It's so gorgeous. Another kids book page, vintage recipe card, another journal card, and a little piece of packaging from some vintage seam binding. This is from the actual book. The illustrations are so neat. And some vintage wallpaper. And some onion skin paper. Another envelope in the middle of the signature. The other side of that great wallpaper has a great texture. Little embellishment there. More vintage book pages. Added some fabric scraps to the side of that book page, and some vintage ledger paper that's actually a fold out. Lots of space for writing. fabric tab on the top of that page. Another envelope in the middle of the signature. It's just a vintage stationery envelope that I added to the side. More fabric trim. And kids playing card. Love those. This paper is so beautiful. There's a page from a baby book and a vintage recipe page, or cookbook page I should say. This is a really neat French book that I found with some great illustrations. Another envelope with a journal card inside. Some neat stitching embellishments. And I did have a couple of Johanna's doilies in here. I did print lines on the back for writing. To the other side of that baby book page. There's a little vintage coaster there. This is a page from one of those stamp books, like the green stamps, but I believe these were blue stamps. It's fun. It's a scrap of onion skin paper. Oh, and this Disney card, I should mention. It's really neat, vintage. More ledger paper. That's place card. No, I should say placemat paper. Blah. Little bag. More onion skin paper. Another little pocket in the middle of the signature. It's the other side of that little treat bag. Nice crinkle. And there's the other side of that placemat paper. Little book page that I added some fun circles to and stitched, and that's a little pocket in the back. That's it. I really love the way this one came out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.